and welcome to the in-depth series of Drishti IAS. Now we are going to discuss the transport and the distribution of grains in rising temperatures. It is important to understand agriculture from the perspective of your examination, specifically from the perspective of GS mains paper, first, second as well as third, because it's an overspanning topic. So the next 15 to 20 days, they could decide how much wheat India is going to produce, but it may not decide the course of food inflation, how it is going to go. Currently, the crop in Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan, which are largely sown during the first half of November, is in the milk to early dough stage. It means that it's not very productive what the result is going to be. It's not very precise what the result is going to be. The wheat which is sown late in much of Uttar Pradesh, that is in November and December, it had completed pollination or is still in the heading stage, where the barley, that is ear heads bearing the flowers and eventually grain, these are emerging from the tillers. So we do not know what is the result of all this right now. But whether sown early or late, the wheat crop needs a certain minimum number of days of grain development and filling. And this stage should ideally last 40 to 45 days. After that, we will only be able to predict what is the course of it. So the longer the crop is in the field right now, the more starch and protein the grains will accumulate, and the higher will be the yields. That in turn depends on temperature. Grain filling will happen so long as it remains within 35 degrees Celsius. That means if it is going to go up, then the crops might get damaged. The maximum shouldn't cross 37 degrees before the March ends. So it is noted by an official. By then, the hard dough period, which is when the grains have attained physiological maturity in terms of dry weight with 25 to 30% of moisture, it would be over. And the crop is ready for harvest once the grains have ripened. Moisture levels have been reduced by 12 to 13% by rising temperature. Now in Madhya Pradesh, the grain drying and ripening phase has already been reached. So that is of course going to tell us a little story. Maximum temperatures have reached the 35-degree mark, which is not very healthy for a country like India because it could be disastrous for crops. The mercury spike during the milk and dough development stage are the ones which are going to reduce the yield, maturing and yield. Official data has showed that marginal dip is there in country's wheat output, which is from 109.59 million tons in 2020-21 to 107.74 MT in 21-22. And trade has been estimated to be pegged at production only 95 to 100 million tons, which is very low. Record February temperatures are making us move towards March, which is not a healthy phase as we have compared. If we compare it to the last period, because last period there was March heat and similar circumstances might arise this year also. However, March 2023 has so far seen the maximum hovering temperatures between 30 to 33 degrees Celsius. The crops are fine for now. The UN FAO food price index hit a historic high of 159.7 points in March 2022. Since then, the FAO index, a weighted average of world prices of a basket of food commodities over a base period value, which is taken at 100 for 2014-16, has fallen every month to touch 129 certain points, and that is not very healthy for the agriculture industry. Also, its major component indices include not only grains but cereals, vegetable oil. They have declined. The failure of India's 2021-2022 wheat crop came at a time when global commodity prices were on fire. March heat waves as well as excess of rainfall in the preceding months were the reason. The war also was one of the reasons, and the supply chains were breaking down. The US Department of Agriculture has projected that there will be an all-time high of exports from Russia, Australia, Kazakhstan in the month ending June. And like the wheat, palm oil prices in Malaysia have retreated, it is coming down. Record production and exports have been expected from Brazil, sunflower from Russia. And increased rapeseed supplies are also expected from Canada and European Union. These would offset the reduced output that we are getting of soybean from Argentina and the US, and also of the sunflower from Ukraine. So it is all going to be balanced. So this was a jam-packed, loaded with data segment. That's it. Thank you so much and keep on watching.